This is Glennie. I'm here with Svenja. I met Svenja a year ago. Well, actually, no, about a year and a half ago when she came for a breastfeeding class, a mothering multiples class. So Svenja is here and she's going to be talking to us about nursing twins. Welcome to everybody who's jumping on board. Thanks, guys, for coming on board. If you've got questions, feel free to ask them as we go along here, and I'll try to make sure that I get your questions out to Svenja. So, Svenja, thank you so much for being with us today. And, okay, if you're going to ask questions that are kind of gross, I think we're going to just have to block you. Alrighty. Sorry about that, G Money Stacks. Okay, here we go. Svenja, can you talk to us a little bit about how you prepared to nurse your twins?
Well, I did take your class, and I don't know, I just hope for the best. You told me from the first thing it's going to be very challenging, and I kept that in mind. So once my twins arrived, we just went from there and tried to get a good latch on, get the milk flowing, and I don't think I did much preparation. The entire pregnancy itself and having two babies is so overwhelming anyway. So I did your course. You told me it's totally doable. You know, lots of twin moms who can nurse. I know that I didn't want to pump necessarily because I'm a stay-at-home mom, so there's not really need for me to pump. So right. I didn't really want to. I got my pump anyways, just to help with the milk flow, to have the milk come in and stuff. But as far as preparation, I mean, I got my pump, I got my breastfed twin pillow, which is a lifesaver for twin moms because you can lay the babies around you and it latches, so it actually is stable.
Hang on, somebody just said they lost sound. Don P, is the sound back? We've got our microphone on here. Let me know if you can't hear me. Anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Svenja. I'm sorry.
So I got the breastfed pillow, twin pillow, which is huge, especially when you want to nurse for a long time. And then I looked up lactation courses. Like we have one at the hospital. I think everybody in the local hospitals have lactation meetups, and then I surrounded myself with nursing moms just to get a better support net and help for the first few weeks, because the first few weeks is where it's at, where a lot of people quit because it's hard and you just have to survive and get through it and just do it. So
when you got home, what was your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge for me was that I didn't know if my babies would latch correctly. And the biggest help is actually really having a nursing mom there and tell you, no, they latch and they swallow the milk. Can you not hear this? And you're like, no, because I don't know what they're supposed to be doing, how it sounds like, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, if the baby does the right thing. And then my biggest challenge was that because I had a C-section, which was not really planned, but kind of out there because of the multiple birth, my milk, I felt like was a little bit delayed, but I don't know how it is with normal births.
Okay. With the C-section, it's often delayed.
So my biggest struggle was that I thought I didn't have enough milk. So one of my biggest challenge right from the get-go was, can I feed two babies without being harassed about the weight loss that the babies experience
Which
right
is
after
normal.
birth? Right. They say 10% is normal. And you know everything going in. It's like 10% is normal. It's all the fluids that was in the skin and blah, blah, blah. This is normal. But then at 11% at the hospital, they would harass me of giving them formula, and they were on formula for a day, and I really didn't like it for myself and for my babies. So I was trying to get to other solutions, and lactation actually in the hospital said, do I know nursing moms who can give up milk? And I said, I actually do. So I asked one of my friends who was nursing her at the time 6 months old, and she's like, yeah, I got all my emergency stash. He doesn't drink the bottle, so you can have it all.
That's awesome.
So I had a huge stash of milk, which made me feel better and took a lot of stress out of me, a lot of pressure, because I know that I had food for my babies if I needed it.
Right.
And then I'm in a twin support group here in our town, and there's actually a lot of twin moms who nurse or pump.
Uh-huh.
And another friend of mine who is a working mom who pumped for her twins said, I pumped so much you can have some. And some was a lot. So she continuously gave me her extras, and I could put it in the freezer. And this was, from the beginning, this was when we felt like, okay, we feel like I'm empty. Maybe they're still hungry. Maybe we should give them a bottle. So we did this for a while, and we did, quite frankly, the 2 a.m. Feedings often with a bottle in the beginning. My babies were not picky. They would take any kind of nipple. It was the bottle, if it was the real thing. They didn't care. It was food coming out of there. It was milk. It tasted the same probably for them, so they were fine. They took whatever. It took about 10 weeks for me to be independent, where it didn't feel like my kids were still hungry and my milk was coming in and was good, and we stopped with the 2 a.m. bottle feeding, and then we just used it for emergencies when I had to go to the doctors or something. And yeah, so we love donors' milk. We thank our donors.
That's awesome.
We especially liked it. And I think, Lenny, you told me this. The benefits of donor milk is you get antibodies from other moms. So whatever they went through with their diseases, or I don't want to say diseases, like their colds or whatever.
Exactly.
The baby gets
those antibodies.
Even more antibodies than from yourself. And I know that a lot of people are iffy about it. The way I see it, if a nursing mom gives you milk, she doesn't poison her own baby. Right. So you shouldn't be hesitant about this, like, what if they do something with the milk? Like, a nursing mom wants other moms to nurse.
And I always tell moms, make sure you get to know your donors. And it sounds like you did. Your donors were your friends.
Yes.
You know, get to know, if somebody's donating milk to you, get to know them. Make sure that you have a relationship with them and that you feel comfortable about them.
Exactly. And you know their lifestyle and stuff.
Right.
And why would they poison their own babies? And why would they...
Exactly.
And why would you even go through the whole pumping to...
Exactly.
Donate milk? Like and also a lot of people are hesitant to ask other people for milk because they feel, oh, I don't have enough milk. Probably for them, they don't have enough milk and they do the extra pumping just for me. It is awkward for sure, but a lot of moms, they have a lot of milk to give. They do. And that's what I said to my other friends who have the same issues. I said, you know, a mom would never give you milk if she couldn't.
Right. That's exactly right.
So that's what I say. I don't have enough milk to feed another baby. So I would say to you, no, you can't have my milk because I don't have enough for myself or for my babies. But there's a lot of moms who pump out a lot, like twin moms even, a lot.
Exactly.
And I was never a great pumper. I never got much out.
So, did you nurse your babies one at a time, or did you nurse them together?
Together.
And how early did you start nursing them together?
As soon as I could.
Like in the hospital?
No. The hospital was terrible. The hospital is very overwhelming. You have to deal with 2 babies. You have to deal with the nursing. You can't move because of the C-section. The nurses are on to you of the baby loss, that they need to let, that they need to drink, that they're losing too much weight. They recommend that you get on formula. So that was really, really hard. And they tried to latch them on together, but this was crazy. I was in the hospital bed. I didn't have my pillow. I did bring it because a lot of people say bring the pillow, but it was just too much. So I focused on one baby at a time. And I think in the first week we tried to do the double edge just to save time. And it's easy. I mean, you need to have a comfortable chair and you need to have a good pillow. There's
Right.
probably other twin nursing pillows around. I used to, my breast friend, and the way it works, it's like a little table, and then you have the babies. You do football hold with twins, so they're always like this, and then they just lay there comfortably. You're not immensely uncomfortable, and then you just nurse them together because it's quick and it saves you a lot of time. The only challenge that you have in the beginning, you need to have a plan how to get the babies off the pillow.
Okay.
So you need to have a little footstool or a little rock and play close to you, so you can just hoist one baby onto the rock and play while you have the other baby still here. That's a little challenging. But
Okay.
as twin moms, you'll figure out how to juggle two babies real quick.
Okay. Now, how long did your babies nurse?
They're currently 16 months old, and we're still nursing.
That is amazing. I'm so, so proud of you.
Thank you.
Do you have any other advice that you would give that mom who's expecting twins?
Join a support group wherever you are. We're all out there. We're all organized. We know a lot of tricks.
In Huntsville, what are the support groups that have been most helpful to you?
Our support group is Hey Mom, Huntsville Area Moms of Multiples. We have women of all walks of life in our group. We have the working moms, the stay-at-home moms, the part-time working moms. We have everybody. We have nursing moms, pumping moms, formula moms, moms who nurse for a little short time. And you really need a support group for people to get you.
Yes.
Because a lot of women with singletons, and singletons are just one baby at a time, don't understand the unique challenges that we have. They say, well, I have multiple children too. No, you don't. You have a toddler and a baby. That's different. We have two babies, and we have to try to do everything with two babies at once. So we have to try to put them to bed at the same time. They have to get their diapers changed. They eat at the same time. That's the key. You need to have them on the same schedule. Some people don't. They prefer to do one-on-one time, but for me is I cannot have one baby napping and one baby playing with me. Then when can I do my cooking, cleaning, showering? So this doesn't work for me. So I had to put them on one schedule. So find a support group. Find also a nursing group. There's always nursing groups around you. The hospital has one. Glenny has one. In all pockets of the cities too. Like Madison has their own. Huntsville has their own. And you just need to surround yourself with nursing moms who understand challenges that you have. And one of the challenges could be mastitis.
Exactly.
Which we also have had once, which is not nice.
How'd you get through that?
Well, we talked to you at a very odd weekend hour. I said, you need to call Glenny. We described my condition, and you said, call the doctor. You need to get on antibiotics. So we called the doctor. We got an antibiotic where I can still nurse. I did not pump it out. I put the baby on because Glenny said I should put the babies on. So the baby sucked out the infection.
Well, they sucked out the milk. The antibiotics took care of the infection.
Whatever they did, they made it feel better. It's a very terrible time, and I don't want to get into too much detail because I just don't wish this on anybody. But it's a very short time.
Yes.
So in the grand scheme of things, it's really just 48 hours of great discomfort, and then it passes.
Right.
And why I got it was I was too stressed out. It was in week 3. I had both my divorced parents in my home from overseas, which was extremely stressful. And this is also an advice that I give to any nursing mom. You need to create a very calm environment for yourself in the beginning, because it's crucial. The first 6 weeks are just so hard. Everything. It's not just the nursing. It's like, especially for first-time moms too, you have these babies all of a sudden, or the baby, and the baby wants something every 2 seconds, and you're like, what about me? I just went through this whole dramatic birth experience, so I don't know what to do with myself. So a very suggestion is just create a very calm environment as much as you can, and just have the husband do all the cleaning if you so worried about the cleaning, and have freezer meals ready so you don't have to worry about cooking. Have friends drop off meals to you so you don't have to worry about that, and just focus on you and the baby or the babies, and just forget about everybody else.
That is fabulous advice. Focus on you and the babies and forget about everything else. And I think we're going to leave it with that.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Svenja, for your time. I appreciate everything that you have shared today, and I hope it'll be helpful to some of our twin mamas out there.